I'm going to stand, I'm going to put my hand over my heart, and I am going to sing. And I believe that all U.S. national team players should be required to do that, because just because we live in the land of the free doesn't mean that we are free to do anything that we want.
Former United States men's national team player Alexi Lalas has shown his support for questionable people in the past. Like Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, Lalas would give him a preferred nickname, POTUS.
President Trump voiced support for the U.S.-Mexico-Canada joint bid to host the World Cup 2026 when he tweeted, "The U.S. has put together a strong bid with Canada and Mexico for the 2026 World Cup. It would be a shame if countries that we always support were to lobby against the U.S. bid. Why should we be supporting these countries when they don't support us, including at the United Nations?" Now, was this a threat? But it did push the envelope, which is exactly what President Trump does. In The Art of the Deal, President Trump talks about his 11 tactics in business.
And while graduating to an analyst role with ESPN and Fox Sports, Lalas praised former President Donald Trump. Then this happened. "Size matters," he would tweet in front of a Trump 2024 sign. It was officially official. Another read, "Oh, it's on," as he made his presence known at the Republican National Convention. What's rather shocking is this is a man who demanded the separation of sports and politics, yet
there is an element and a parallel with sports and politics. It's very tribal, obviously. It's very emotional for people. And there's a competition.
Hard-hitting analysis here. This is the same dude who hinted at said separation that proclaimed the United States women's national team, led by Ali Krieger, Alex Morgan, Kristen Press, Megan Rapinoe, Tobin Heath, and many other greats, were unlikable because of the causes they took on. Wisely, Jessica Smetana of Meadowlark Media would write, "The portion of America he's talking about is himself."
How do I explain the phenomenon of Trump? I think that he is counter to the stereotype over the years. I think that he speaks in a way that appeals to not just Americans, but I think many people around the world it's not a simplicity, but it cuts through.
His line of "Trump speaks in a way that appeals" is profoundly short-sighted. Via Politico, Trump resists multi-syllabic words and complex writerly sentence constructions when speaking extemporaneously in a debate, at a news conference, or in an interview.
Then he went, "Donald Trump, yeah, Donald Trump. No more drop box. The drop boxes are just so
Hologic and Cephahide.
You know, we just set another stock rocket. You saw that, right? ICE officers removed 10,000 known or suspected gang members. Decided to shield and shelter criminal. Look, wait. Their whole state to be a sanctuary for criminal, illegal immigrants. Embassies in Kenya and Tanzania. Our army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. They sacrifice every day for the furniture and future of their children. When they gaze upon Yosemite, really enormous. Hope they now go and take a look at the oranges of the investigation.
One analysis run in 2018 found Mr. Trump speaks at a 3rd to 7th grade reading level, lower than any other president since 1929. So what Lalas is saying here blows the mind. Second, counter to the stereotypes? What does that even mean? He wouldn't elaborate.
I think also he says things that people think but are afraid to say.
This is a losing battle, but hey, he went there. So I'm just going to read the things that Donald Trump has said, because Alexi Lalas is talking about he says things that people are too afraid to say. Okay, let's go over them. This is a man who called schmazis fine people. He called Mexicans rapists. He banned Muslims. He gloated of grabbing women by their private parts. He called Haiti and other black countries S-hole countries. He described black district attorneys as animals. He has spouted the neo-schmazi great replacement theory. He called LeBron James, CNN's Abby Phillips, Congresswoman Maxine Waters low IQ and dumb, another stereotype. He called District Attorney Fani Willis rabid. He called Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg a, quote, Soros-backed animal. He aimed an insult at Letitia James with the following message on Truth Social: racist AG Letitia Peekaboo James. He called for the exonerated 5 to be executed and took out a full-page ad to get his message across. Of course, they were all innocent. He would refer to a U.S.-born district judge named Gonzalo Curiel as Mexican and claim with no evidence the judge had a conflict of interest over the president's efforts to build a wall. Additionally, via PBS, this is from their article, while in office, he said 4 congresswomen of color should go back to the broken and crime-infested countries they came from. He would be ignoring the fact that all of the women are American citizens, 3 of them born in the United States of America. He said black voters were drawn to him because of his mugshot and criminal indictments. Former employees claimed he and ex-wife Ivana demanded black workers off the floor when they arrived to the casino. John O'Donnell, former president of Trump Plaza Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, said Trump uttered to him, and I quote, "Black guys counting my money, I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes all day. I think," he would continue, Trump that is, "that the guy is lazy, and it's probably not his fault because laziness is a trait in blacks. It really is. I believe that. It's not anything that they can control." Trump would later say, and I quote, "The stuff O'Donnell wrote about me is probably true." He attacked Muslims after 9/11, arguing, quote, "Well, somebody's blowing us up, somebody's blowing up buildings, and somebody's doing lots of bad stuff." He also claimed Muslims in New Jersey celebrated the tragedy. He drove birtherism, and that is just, what, a minute and a half of the rhetoric that he has used over the years. So tell me exactly, Alexi, what are the things that he's afraid that normal people that you claim they are, Republicans, are afraid to say because they're too soft to say it? Because this is what he has said. I'll await your rebuttal. From a broadcasting perspective, Drew Magary wrote in his column, "American fans hate Alexi Lalas. English fans hate him. Lovers of basic civil rights hate him. And who can blame any of those haters? Lots of other people, some of whom are already on the Fox set, could do a better job leading this coverage. I know it in my heart because I know soccer now. You do too. That means you know that American soccer can only go as far as the people running it can take it. That holds true for the broadcast networks as well. The United States men's national team realized that it couldn't succeed any longer with Greg Berhalter as the face of its operation. I'd like to think that Fox will come to the same epiphany with Lalas, who has now done more harm to soccer, who has now done more to harm soccer here than help it. But I know the players behind all of this, and I know how they roll. At least they're good at attacking." Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.